Not too long ago, Students for Life and other pro-life Californians defeated SB 320, which was a huge victory for the pro-life movement and all potential life in California. But now, the abortion drug RU486 is being sold online as easy as Amazon Prime. Now pause. I just want to make it very clear that RU486 is a chemical abortion. The abortion industry and Planned Parenthood loves to call it a medical abortion to make it seem fun or flowery or whatever, but it's actually a chemical abortion because you are literally putting chemicals into your body to induce a miscarriage. Anna Bach, Students for Life's Northern California Regional Coordinator, along with Students for Life in California, recently won a victory to keep these drugs out of campus health centers. She joins us now to explain the dangers of RU486. Hey Anna, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me on today, Kim.
So we all know how much work you and the students put in to keep these drugs off of campus health centers on college campuses in California. Tell us a little bit about your experience and what all you guys did.
Well, we've been battling this bill for over a year and a half. It was introduced by Senator Connie Leyva last spring of 2017. So our students, when we heard about this, we were not going to let it happen. And they immediately rallied. They started hosting displays on campus. They even brought toilets out on campus with the message of a toilet is no place for a woman or her child to die. They collected petition signatures. They met with their administrators and expressed their concerns. They even traveled all the way to Sacramento and spent hours walking the halls of our state capitol to visit the offices of legislators and lobby. And they even testified against the bill during hearings.
So it's apparent that the pro-abortion community will do whatever it takes to get these pills in the hands of women that want them. Why is this so dangerous to students?
Well, there's a lot of serious risks that come along with this drug. It's a two-part procedure, and the first part of the procedure is typically taken at the abortion facility. But the woman's sent home alone and by herself to ultimately induce what is a miscarriage, and she suffers from heavy bleeding, nausea, vomiting. Those are the typical side effects. But in some cases, a woman can experience an infection, and 22 women have actually been killed by RU46, according to the FDA. The idea of sending young women home alone to experience this traumatic procedure is crazy. They have no medical support. Sometimes they're in shared dorm bathrooms, unsanitary conditions. And the idea of providing this without any medical support is just so unsafe for young women.
So what do you recommend to students that don't want this drug on their campus, but they fear that it might be coming to their health centers?
Well, first off, if you get word that these drugs are on your campus, please contact your Students for Life regional coordinator. They'll help you provide resources on campus for abortion pill reversal. We'll also help them expose this drug on campus and ensure that young women in their community and on their campus know the true risks of RU486.
Thank you so much for everything that you did in California. We really appreciate it. And thank you so much for joining us for today's Pro-Life Gen News.
Thank you for having me on the news, Kim. It was great. And thank you so much to Students for Life of America for all of your work to support us out here in California.
Not only is this drug dangerous, but these chemical abortions fail like 10% of the time. That means women then have to go through a surgical abortion, which can lead to even more complications like infection, scarring, or even infertility. But wait, there's more. About 5% of women have serious complications from the drugs, not just a fever or a headache or something, like legit serious issues. A 2011 FDA report accounted severe adverse effects such as blood loss so bad it requires transfusions, serious infections, and yes, even death. And even then, the only way to begin to assess if the woman is at risk is by an ultrasound, which the abortion industry wants to get rid of by making these drugs available online. These online pill pushers, such as Aid Access, claim that they have a doctor on call and that their process is medically sound, but facing complications and being on the phone with a stranger doesn't sound too medical to me. Their website says you're not supposed to take the drug RU486 after 10 weeks because it increases your risk of death, but they'll continue to sell it to you anyway if you check the right boxes on their online form. Guys, we have to work to keep the abortion drug off of campuses and out of the hands of innocent women who were never told they deserve better. If RU486 is coming to a campus near you, stop it. First, make sure to get RU486 info cards from Students for Life's online store. These info cards go through what you need to know about RU486 drug. They're little, you can keep them in your backpack, and honestly, a little bit of information can save a life. You also can go to nocampusabortions.com to learn more. Second, start setting up meetings with your school administrators. Talk to the president of the school, the dean of students, or even the chancellor of the whole school system. Get the conversation going and talk about the dangers of RU486 and the liability of the schools if a student is injured or worse by the drug that they get on campus. Third, table, rally, and collect contact information through petitions. You want to show your elected officials and school administrators that students at your school oppose the abortion drug coming to campus. You can also use contact information to ask people to call, write, or email their elected officials to tell them to vote no on RU486 on campus legislation. Finally, as always, Students for Life of America is here to help. We're always developing new resources to talk about the dangers of RU486, and our regional coordinators are always here to assist you.